Have you ever wondered why some of the most extraordinary people in this world walk alone? Why the chosen ones, the ones set apart by destiny, marked by God for greatness, often find themselves without friends, without companions, without anyone who truly understands the path they are on? The answer, my friends, is not cruelty. It is not misfortune. It is God preparing you for a purpose so great, so magnificent, that ordinary companionship cannot walk with you. You see, the world does not recognize vision until it becomes reality. And the closer you draw to God's plan for your life, the fewer you will find who can walk beside you. Those who are chosen by God often stand alone. Not because God abandoned them, but because He is shaping them into instruments of power, vessels of destiny that cannot be bound by ordinary friendships, ordinary opinions, or ordinary comforts. God does not call the many to carry the extraordinary. He calls the few, and He often calls them into solitude. Solitude is not emptiness. Solitude is preparation. Solitude is the fire in which the soul is refined, where your faith grows unshakable, where your vision becomes unbreakable. The chosen one walks a path that few will understand, and in that path you discover that friends, real friends, those who share your vision and your calling, are rare. Most people will not understand your hunger for more, your relentless pursuit of God's purpose for your life. They will not understand why you wake up in the morning with fire in your heart while they sleep in comfort. And this is precisely why the chosen ones often find zero friends, because friendship, true friendship, requires alignment with destiny, and destiny often demands solitude. Do not mistake loneliness for failure. Do not confuse isolation with abandonment. God is with you every step you take alone. Every night you spend in silent prayer, every moment you feel misunderstood, is God building strength in you, fortifying your spirit, preparing you for what He has ordained. You see, God does not place kings among jesters. He does not entrust empires to those who seek comfort over calling. The chosen one is not here to please the world or to be understood by everyone. The chosen one is here to fulfill a divine purpose, and God knows that ordinary friendships can often become chains that weigh down destiny. It is in your moments of solitude that God speaks the loudest. When everyone has walked away, when the noise of the world fades, when the applause stops and the crowd disappears, that is when God whispers. That is when He molds you. That is when He ignites your soul with a vision that will shake the heavens. And oh, how many will look at you and wonder why you are alone, why you walk this path without companions. They will never see that this solitude is a sign of your calling. They will never understand that God often chooses to give the greatest gifts to those who walk alone, because solitude develops something that friendship cannot: unshakable faith, unwavering discipline, and a vision that cannot be swayed by doubt or distraction. There is a fire within the chosen ones, a fire that burns too hot for mediocrity, a fire that rejects the ordinary and reaches for the extraordinary. And friends, let me tell you something powerful. Fire cannot walk with water. The moment you are chosen, the moment God places a purpose on your life that surpasses comfort and convenience, you will find yourself separate. It is not cruelty, it is design. God separates the chosen ones from the crowd because He is preparing them to shine in places the crowd will never reach. You cannot allow the absence of companionship to weaken you. Instead, embrace it, because every moment of isolation is a moment in which God is shaping you into the person He intends you to be. Understand this: friendship is not about quantity. It is about alignment. Many will call themselves your friend, but few will align with the mission God has placed upon you. Many will walk beside you when life is easy, when laughter is shared, when the sun is shining. But the chosen one is called to endure storms, to confront trials, to persevere when the winds of life threaten to knock the weak from their feet. And in those moments, friends who are not aligned with your calling will fall away. This is why chosen ones often have zero friends. It is not because they are unlovable, unkind, or difficult. It is because they are too extraordinary for ordinary companionship. And I want you to hear me clearly. God did not call you to be ordinary. He did not call you to be comfortable. He did not call you to fit in with the crowd or to be validated by popular opinion. The chosen ones are anointed with vision, and vision requires sacrifice. Vision requires the courage to stand alone, the strength to walk in solitude, and the faith to trust God even when no one else understands. And in that solitude, your spirit is strengthened, your mind is sharpened, your faith becomes unshakable, and your heart grows powerful with divine wisdom. Every great leader, every great servant of God, every person who has achieved what most deem impossible has walked a lonely road. They were misunderstood, they were questioned, they were judged, and they were often without friends. But in that very absence, God was with them, guiding them, sustaining them, and preparing them for a destiny so profound that the world would one day marvel. You see, the chosen ones are never truly alone because the presence of God is a greater companion than any human could ever be. While others may leave, God remains. While others may falter, God strengthens. While others may misunderstand, God reveals. Do not let the absence of companionship define your worth. Do not allow the judgment of the crowd to shake your faith. Chosen one, your value is not measured by how many people walk beside you, but by the fire that burns within, by the calling that consumes your heart, and by the faith that guides your every step. God does not need the crowd to accomplish His plans. He only needs obedience, discipline, and faith in those He has chosen. The path of the chosen is not easy. It is lonely, it is testing, it is filled with challenges that will push you to your limits. But understand this, it is also glorious. It is here in the depths of solitude that God perfects you. It is here that your character is formed, your vision becomes unbreakable, and your faith becomes a fortress that no trial can penetrate. Those who have zero friends are not cursed, they are blessed, for they are being prepared for greatness that only God could orchestrate. And when the world finally sees your success, when the vision God placed in your heart becomes reality, they will wonder how you achieved it. They will question why you did it alone, and they will marvel at the fire within you. They will fail to understand that the very solitude they pitied you for was the crucible in which God forged your destiny. They will not know that every moment of isolation, every misunderstanding, every doubt cast upon you by the crowd was used by God to strengthen you, refine you, and prepare you for a life of divine impact. Chosen one, listen carefully. The absence of friends is not a sign of weakness, but a sign of preparation. God does not call you to blend in with the crowd. He calls you to rise above it. And rising above requires a separation that is often misunderstood, feared, and even mocked by the world. But let me tell you this, the world is not the measure of your destiny. God is. While the crowd chases comfort, popularity, and acceptance, you are being taught to chase purpose, obedience, and vision. Every moment you feel alone, every hour you spend in quiet reflection or prayer, every tear shed in private is God speaking to your heart, training your spirit, and refining your character for a mission that ordinary companionship could never sustain. Do not allow loneliness to become your enemy. Allow it to be your sanctuary. In the stillness of isolation, the noise of the world fades, and God's voice grows clear. You see, ordinary friends may fill your time with chatter, but God fills your soul with direction. While the crowd debates, complains, and distracts, God strengthens. While people offer advice from ignorance, God offers revelation. This is why the chosen ones must learn to stand alone. For in standing alone, you are no longer influenced by fleeting opinions, transient fears, or shallow loyalty. You are molded entirely by God's hand. And consider this truth: every great destiny has required separation. Every leader, every prophet, every visionary has walked a path where their peers could not follow. You are not the first to experience this, and you will not be the last. God does not prepare leaders in the comfort of the crowd. He prepares them in the furnace of solitude. The absence of friends is the training ground of the chosen. Here in the silence, God teaches you patience. Here He teaches you perseverance. Here He teaches you that true power does not come from applause, recognition, or human approval, but from alignment with the will of the Almighty. Many will call you cold, distant, or even prideful for walking apart from them, but do not be shaken. The chosen one is misunderstood because they are set apart. You are carrying a vision, a mission, and a calling that the average mind cannot comprehend. The whispers of disbelief, the sneers of judgment, the empty promises of those who claim to be your friend, they are not obstacles, but confirmations. Confirmation that God is separating you from the ordinary, the distracted, and the faint-hearted, so that you can be equipped to achieve the extraordinary. I want you to see this with clarity. God has a unique plan for every chosen one, and this plan often requires solitude as a catalyst for strength. True friendship, the kind that aligns with destiny, is rare. The world is filled with acquaintances, but destiny requires alignment. And alignment is found not in numbers, but in hearts that understand the calling of God. If you find yourself walking with 0 friends, rejoice, not in absence, but in the sacred privilege of being molded by God for a purpose too great for ordinary companionship to sustain. And remember this: in moments when you feel forsaken, when the emptiness of companionship weighs heavily, God is training your heart for resilience. He is teaching you the value of self-reliance anchored in faith, of courage fortified in prayer, and of wisdom sharpened by reflection. The chosen ones develop a vision that cannot be shaken, a courage that cannot be broken, and a faith that cannot be swayed, because every moment of solitude is a divine rehearsal for the greatness to come. God's hand is unseen, but it is powerfully present, guiding your steps, shaping your character, and lighting a path that only you can walk. Do not be deceived by the opinions of those who mock your isolation. They see absence and interpret it as failure. But God sees preparation and interprets it as opportunity. Every great movement, every world-changing breakthrough, every life-altering vision has been birthed in the silence of solitude. God does not need a crowd to accomplish His will. He needs obedience, patience, and unwavering faith. And it is in the absence of friends that the chosen one learns to cultivate these virtues. Here, the soul becomes a temple of purpose. The mind becomes a fortress of clarity, and the spirit becomes a vessel of divine strength. And hear me clearly, the path of the chosen one is not designed for comfort. It is designed for courage. It is not designed for the approval of others. It is designed for alignment with God. The absence of friends is not punishment, it is preparation. God is removing distractions, severing dependencies, and stripping away attachments that would hinder your rise. Every moment you feel misunderstood is a moment in which God is crafting your character. Every time you walk alone, you are walking under divine protection. Every tear, every prayer whispered in silence, every struggle endured without applause is shaping you into a force that cannot be contained, a light that cannot be hidden, and a purpose that cannot be denied. The chosen ones are often misunderstood because their vision is too grand for ordinary comprehension. You are called to see what others cannot, to hear what others cannot, and to act with a conviction that others cannot sustain. Your 0 friends are not a deficiency. They are evidence that God is preparing you to soar where others cannot follow. While others chase companionship, approval, and comfort, You are learning the eternal lesson. The only companionship you need is the presence of God. He will sustain you when the world fails. He will guide you when the path is unclear. He will provide when others abandon you. And He will elevate you to heights that only the faithful dare to imagine. You may feel the sting of absence. You may feel the weight of isolation. You may even question why you are walking a path that others cannot share. But understand this: God's selection is never random. Those who are chosen to carry His purpose will often find themselves without friends because He is placing them on a course that requires singular focus, undivided loyalty, and unwavering faith. Your mission is too important, your vision too profound, and your calling too sacred to be diluted by ordinary companionship. And in this, take courage. God is shaping you to be a beacon, a leader, a vessel of extraordinary influence. Your 0 friends today is your preparation for countless lives you will impact tomorrow. Your solitude is the classroom where God teaches patience, humility, and discernment. Your isolation is the crucible in which resilience, faith, and vision are forged. And when the time comes, when God moves you from preparation to purpose, when He unveils your destiny to the world, you will understand that every moment of solitude, every misunderstanding, every absence of friendship was a necessary step in the journey of greatness. The chosen ones have 0 friends because ordinary companionship cannot carry the weight of divine purpose. The chosen ones have 0 friends because God is refining them in silence, sharpening their spirit in isolation, and preparing their hearts for a calling too powerful for the average mind to comprehend. Do not despair in absence. Do not grieve in solitude. Do not seek validation in the approval of the crowd. Instead, stand firm, walk boldly, and trust entirely in God, for He who calls you alone will never leave you. He who sets you apart will never abandon you. He who has chosen you will carry you through every trial, every doubt, every moment of loneliness until your destiny is fully revealed and your purpose fully accomplished. Chosen one, hear this: the world may misunderstand your silence, but God never does. Every moment you feel abandoned, every moment you walk without the companionship of others is a moment God is teaching you how to stand unshakable. You see, ordinary people depend on friendship for comfort, for reassurance, for courage. But the chosen ones are trained to depend solely on God. And in that dependence, your faith grows unbreakable, your vision becomes unstoppable, and your spirit learns to thrive in a realm where human presence is not needed because divine presence is everything. Do not fear solitude, for it is a divine classroom. While others surround themselves with laughter and chatter, the chosen ones are seated in the quiet, learning to hear the voice of God over the noise of the world. It is here, in isolation, that wisdom is cultivated, discernment is sharpened, and character is refined. God is teaching you to walk without reliance on anyone but Him, to act without seeking approval, and to achieve without waiting for applause. Those who are chosen must learn that the validation of man is fleeting, but the approval of God is eternal. Consider this: the most impactful, world-changing lives have been forged in the crucible of solitude. Prophets, leaders, visionaries, they were misunderstood, mocked, and often alone. Yet in their solitude, they heard God clearly. In their isolation, they grew spiritually unmovable. In their aloneness, they developed a strength so profound that when the moment came, nothing could stop them. Chosen one, your 0 friends are not a void. They are the fertile ground in which God plants seeds of greatness, nurtures them with wisdom, and waters them with divine insight until they blossom into a purpose that will shake the world. And here is a truth that must settle in your heart: the absence of friends protects your destiny. The opinions of the crowd, the distractions of social approval, the pressures of conformity, these are chains that can bind the chosen one. God, in His infinite wisdom, removes these chains through isolation. When you are alone, you are free to hear His direction, to follow His plan, and to act with a courage and clarity that ordinary companionship cannot sustain. Solitude is not a punishment. It is a shield, a sanctuary, and a school for the chosen. Every time the world questions your path, every time people doubt your purpose, remember that God has placed you where you are for a reason. Those who walk beside you may not understand, and that is by design. The chosen one is called to live with a vision that transcends human understanding, to walk with a faith that defies ordinary reasoning, and to act with a courage that others cannot summon. You are set apart because you are destined for greatness, and greatness often requires the courage to stand alone. And let me speak plainly, loneliness is not a flaw, it is a gift. It is a gift because it teaches you resilience. It is a gift because it teaches you independence. It is a gift because it removes distractions that would otherwise dilute your focus on God's calling. The chosen one does not measure success by the number of friends at their side, but by the strength of their faith, the clarity of their vision, and the power of their obedience. Your 0 friends are not a limitation. They are evidence that God is preparing you to walk a path that few dare to tread, a path that leads to purpose, power, and divine fulfillment. And do not forget this, your solitude is a time of spiritual multiplication. While the world rests in conformity, while others rely on numbers and influence, God is multiplying your spiritual capacity. He is growing your discernment, strengthening your heart, expanding your mind, and filling your soul with wisdom that will one day lead nations, inspire thousands, and impact generations. The silence you endure today is the thunder of accomplishment tomorrow. The absence you feel today is the preparation for a presence so powerful, so divine, that it will leave no room for mediocrity. The chosen ones walk alone because God's plan cannot be shared with those who are not aligned. Ordinary companionship often brings compromise, distraction, and limitation. God does not desire compromise in your calling. He does not tolerate distraction in your mission. He does not allow limitation in your destiny. And so He places you in a position where your focus must remain on Him alone. When you embrace this truth, when you understand that your 0 friends are a divine design, your spirit becomes unbreakable, your courage becomes unwavering, and your faith becomes a fortress that no storm can penetrate. Every challenge you face in isolation is a test. Every misunderstanding a lesson, and every moment of solitude a divine appointment. God is not absent when friends are gone. He is actively preparing you for the extraordinary. You may feel misunderstood. You may feel abandoned. You may feel the ache of loneliness. But do not despair, for these feelings are not the end. They are the forge in which your character is tempered, your vision is sharpened, and your destiny is revealed. Let me remind you, the world values numbers, popularity, and companionship, but God values obedience, faith, and courage. The chosen one is not here to win popularity contests. They are here to fulfill a divine assignment. And the absence of friends is not a deficiency. It is a divine advantage. It allows you to focus without distraction, to act without hesitation, and to move with a precision that only comes from walking in complete alignment with God. Solitude is not a punishment. It is the sacred preparation for an extraordinary life. Do not be afraid of being alone, for God has not abandoned you. The presence of God is far greater than the presence of 1,000 friends. While human companionship fades, divine companionship endures. While the world offers fleeting loyalty, God offers eternal guidance. While the crowd may leave, God remains. And it is in this divine companionship that the chosen one learns true strength, unwavering faith, and unshakable courage. The chosen ones have zero friends because their calling is too sacred for distraction. They have zero friends because their purpose is too great for ordinary influence. They have zero friends because God is teaching them the greatest lessons in the quiet, the stillness, and the silence of their journey. And when the time comes, when the moment arrives, when the calling is fulfilled, the chosen one will rise, not because of numbers, not because of popularity, but because of faith, discipline, and divine alignment. Chosen one, now hear me with every fiber of your being. The life you have been called to walk is not for the faint-hearted. It is not for those who measure their worth by companionship, comfort, or human approval. It is for those who are willing to stand alone, to rise above misunderstanding, and to embrace the sacred solitude that God has placed upon your path. Your zero friends are not a punishment. They are a divine invitation, an invitation to deepen your faith, to sharpen your vision, and to walk with courage that cannot be shaken by the opinions or limitations of others. This is your moment to examine your heart, to evaluate your life, and to renew your commitment to the purpose that God has placed within you. Ask yourself, am I walking fully in obedience to Him? Am I cultivating the faith, the discipline, and the strength required to fulfill the destiny that has been entrusted to me? Or am I distracted by the fleeting comfort of companionship, by the hollow praise of the world, by the approval of those who cannot comprehend the calling upon my life? Chosen one, it is time to rise above these things, to focus your spirit entirely on God, and to walk boldly in the destiny He has prepared for you. Do not fear the absence of friends. Do not grieve the silence around you. Instead, let your solitude be the proving ground of your faith, the crucible of your character, and the sanctuary where your vision grows unshakable. God is with you. Every step you take alone, every moment you endure in quiet, every challenge that tests your spirit, God is refining you, strengthening you, and equipping you for a greatness that cannot be measured by human standards. He is your companion, your guide, and your source of unending strength. And so, I challenge you today to embrace your calling with courage. Walk boldly in the solitude that God has designed for you. Let your heart be unwavering, your faith unshakable, and your vision unstoppable. The absence of human friends does not diminish your power, it magnifies it. The lack of worldly understanding does not limit your purpose, it protects it. Every step you take in alignment with God's will, every moment you dedicate to His plan, every sacrifice you endure for the sake of your calling is building within you a life of eternal significance. Chosen one, stand now in the power of divine purpose. Walk now with unwavering faith. Live now in alignment with God's will. Let the world see, not through companionship or validation, but through the fire of your spirit, the clarity of your vision, and the unshakable strength of your faith, that you are chosen, you are prepared, you are equipped, and you are unstoppable because God is with you. The path may be lonely, but it is sacred. The road may be difficult, but it leads to glory. The journey may feel isolating, but it is divinely ordained. Embrace it, stand firm, walk boldly, and let your life shine as a testament to what God can do when a chosen one commits fully, trusts completely, and refuses to be swayed by the limitations of the world. For in the silence, in the solitude, and in the absence of friends, God's power is perfected, His plan is revealed, and His glory is made manifest through you. There comes a moment in every human life when the noise around you grows so loud, so confusing, so overwhelming, that you start to believe the lie that you are lost. You start to think you missed your moment, your opportunity, your open door. But hear me with your spirit, not just your ears. You cannot miss the door that God has assigned to you. No force, no person, no delay, no mistake, no fear, no setback can ever take away what God has written in your destiny. You may feel tired, You may feel frustrated. You may feel surrounded by uncertainty, but God is not confused. God is not late, and God has not forgotten you. God knows exactly which door belongs to you, and God knows how to guide you right to it at the appointed time. You may be looking at your life thinking, why is nothing opening for me? But the doors you are staring at might not be your doors. The door that rejects you is not your door. The door that blocks you is not your door. The door that closes in your face is not your door. And even if people try to push you away, even if circumstances tell you that you are unqualified, even if the world looks you in the eye and says no, remember that God's yes is stronger than every human no combined. Stop worrying about the doors that shut. They shut because they were never meant for you. They shut because they would have delayed you, weakened you, or distracted you. They shut because God is protecting you from paths that were not aligned with your destiny. There is a door with your name on it, a door that no one else can claim, no one else can occupy, no one else can walk through. God crafted that door before you were born. God shaped that opportunity before you took your first breath. God designed that purpose long before you ever knew how to dream. And now, even if you cannot see it with your physical eyes, even if everything feels dark, even if your prayers seem unanswered and your strength feels small, God is still guiding you toward that door. God is arranging steps you cannot see. God is preparing people you have not met. God is moving situations you cannot understand. God is working behind curtains, shifting things in the unseen realm so that when the right moment arrives, everything will align perfectly. You worry because you think doors open by your effort, your qualifications, your timing, your intelligence, your strategy. But listen to me, the door that belongs to you will open by God's power, not your performance. You don't have to fight for it, manipulate for it, beg for it, or chase after it. You only need to stay faithful, stay connected to God, and refuse to leave the path of trust. When you walk with God, no door meant for you will ever pass you by. Even if people try to take your place, they cannot. Even if someone gets ahead of you, it doesn't matter. Even if someone else occupies the position temporarily, when God says it is your time, every barrier will crumble, every obstacle will move, and every voice that doubted you will fall silent. Some of you have cried over closed doors. Some of you have lost sleep over opportunities that slipped away. Some of you have blamed yourselves, punished yourselves, weakened yourselves, thinking you failed. But hear this truth. You cannot fail a door that was never meant for you. What you thought was rejection was actually direction. What you thought was heartbreak was actually redirection. What you thought was loss was actually protection. God is too intentional to let you walk into a door that would destroy you. God is too wise to give you something before you are ready. God is too loving to let you enter a path that would shrink your purpose, dilute your destiny, or crush your spirit. You must stop worrying, because worry is a sign that you believe you are alone, but you are not alone. You have never been alone. From the moment you entered the world, God has been walking ahead of you, clearing the road, preparing your future, shaping your purpose. Even when you doubted, God remained faithful. Even when you drifted, God stayed close. Even when you questioned the plan, God never questioned your worth. God has never abandoned you for a single second, not in your confusion, not in your mistakes, not in your darkest nights. And if God did not abandon you then, God will not abandon you now, especially not when you are closer to your door than you have ever been. There is a timing to every destiny, and God's timing is perfect. You may want things quickly, instantly, immediately, but speed is not God's priority. Alignment is, preparation is, strength is. What good is a door if you enter it without the maturity to stay there? What good is an opportunity if you walk into it without the wisdom to handle it? What good is a blessing if you receive it without the capacity to sustain it? Sometimes the door is ready, but you are not. And so God, in infinite wisdom, holds it closed, not to hurt you, not to punish you, not to delay you unnecessarily, but to equip you, to mature you, to elevate your character so that when the door opens, you walk through it as a person who is ready, disciplined, strong, and prepared to thrive. Stop looking at the doors that belong to others. Stop comparing your timeline to someone else's. Stop measuring your progress by their achievements. You don't know their struggles, their battles, their journey, or their preparation. You only see the open door. You do not see the years they spent in silence, waiting, praying, growing, stumbling, rising again. Your door is not delayed because someone else is ahead. Your blessing is not at risk because someone else received theirs. What God prepared for them is theirs. What God prepared for you is yours. There is no competition in purpose. There is no rivalry in destiny. There is no shortage in God's supply. Every time you worry, you drain your energy, you weaken your faith, you shrink your vision. Worry is a thief. It steals your peace, your clarity, your joy, your creativity, your focus. Worry forces you to stare at the problem instead of seeing the God who is greater than the problem. Worry makes mountains look bigger than they are, doors look further than they are, and setbacks look more permanent than they are. But when you trust God, your perspective shifts. You stop fixating on what you don't have and start recognizing what God is preparing. You stop fearing what might go wrong and start expecting what God is about to make right. You stop living in panic and start living in purpose. There is a divine order to your life. The moments that felt like delays were actually preparation. The seasons that felt silent were actually training. The times you felt stuck were moments God was strengthening your foundation, deepening your roots, sharpening your inner resilience. God does not build weak people. God builds warriors. God builds visionaries. God builds individuals who can stand when storms rage, who can move when obstacles rise, who can trust when everything seems uncertain. And if you're going through a season that tests you, it is because God is shaping you for a door that requires strength. Not fragility, courage, not fear, faith, not panic. You may not see the hand of God, but you will feel the results. You may not understand the plan, but you will walk into the promise. You may not know how God will open the door, but one day you will stand at the threshold and realize that every tear, every delay, every disappointment, every confusing moment was leading here. You will look back at the doors that closed and thank God they did. You will look back at the things you lost and realize they were never yours. You will look back at the seasons that felt dark and understand they were foundations being laid for a future brighter than you imagined. There are moments in life when you stand in front of a closed door and everything inside you wants to break it open. You think if you push a little harder, if you try a little longer, if you force your way through, maybe you can make it happen. But hear this truth. The door that requires you to destroy yourself to enter is not the door God chose for you. The door that drains you, confuses you, rejects you, or steals your peace is not your door. You are not created to beg for what is already yours, nor were you designed to chase what God has promised to deliver in perfect timing. When God prepares a door for you, it will open by alignment, not anxiety, by faith, not force. You must understand something deep in your spirit. God is not asking you to break doors. God is preparing you to recognize the door that was designed for your destiny. When the right door appears, you will not need to compete for it. You will not need to explain why you deserve it. You will not need to twist yourself into someone else just to fit inside it. The right door will recognize the sound of your steps. The right opportunity will respond to your presence. The path God prepared for you will make room for you the moment you arrive. You are someone trying to prove your worth. You are someone God has already chosen, prepared, and positioned. There are seasons when it feels like God is hiding the door. But God is not hiding it. God is revealing a deeper truth inside you. God is training you to trust the unseen. God is teaching you to walk by faith, not by sight. God is strengthening your inner spiritual muscles so that when the door appears, you don't approach it with fear. You approach it with confidence. You don't walk toward it doubting. You walk toward it knowing. You don't cross the threshold trembling. You cross it with the authority of someone who understands that what God ordains, no power on earth can deny. So many people panic when doors close, not realizing that closed doors are blessings disguised as disappointments. There were doors you prayed for that would have destroyed you. There were opportunities you wanted that would have drained you. There were paths you desired that would have taken you far from who you were meant to become. You cried over those closed doors, but one day you will look back and realize that some of the greatest gifts God ever gave you were the no's you didn't want to hear. God's protection often comes wrapped in rejection. God's direction often begins with a door that refuses to open. Do not measure your destiny by the speed of others. You do not know what God is doing behind the scenes. Just because nothing is moving on the outside does not mean God is inactive. God is arranging, shifting, aligning, and redirecting. God is working in the rooms you have not entered, in the hearts of people you have not met, in the decisions of places where your name has not yet been spoken. Your door may not be visible yet, but it is not missing. Your breakthrough may not have appeared yet, but it is not denied. Your blessing may not be in your hands yet, but it is not forgotten. God does not withhold, God prepares. When you understand this truth, you stop panicking about timing. You stop questioning your path. You stop doubting your future. You stop worrying about whether you are behind. Because when God opens your door, everything accelerates. What took others years will take you moments. What took others decades will unfold in seasons for you. God can compress time. God can multiply your steps. God can open one door that erases years of struggle in a single moment. Do not underestimate the power of divine timing. When God says now, everything changes instantly. Some of you feel like you are standing in a long hallway, surrounded by doors that won't open. You knock and hear silence. You wait and feel nothing. You push and receive resistance. But what you don't realize is that the hallway is holy ground. The waiting is sacred. The silence is purposeful. The hallway is where God molds you, whispers to you, strengthens you, builds you, and sharpens you. The hallway is where your character deepens, your courage matures, and your faith becomes unshakable. You are not being ignored. You are being prepared. You are not being tested to break you. You are being tested to build you. Every great destiny comes with a hallway. Every divine door requires a season of patience. This is not punishment. This is alignment. God is aligning your heart, your mind, your habits, your relationships, your spirit, and even your environments, so that when the door opens, nothing inside you sabotages the blessing waiting on the other side. God is not slow. God is strategic. God is not delaying you. God is positioning you. God is not withholding your promise. God is enlarging your capacity to carry it. People may look at you and think nothing is happening. They may assume God has forgotten you. They may speak words that make you question your path, but their vision is small compared to God's. They cannot see the spiritual architecture God is constructing around your life. They cannot see the way God is turning the soil, preparing the ground, raising new opportunities that will rise at the exact time you need them. You are not stuck, you are being cultivated. And when the cultivation is complete, the door that once seemed invisible will suddenly stand before you, wide open, unblocked, undeniable, ready. Stop worrying about who is ahead of you. Some people sprint into rooms they are not ready for. Some people rush into opportunities that they cannot maintain. Some people force open doors that eventually collapse under the weight of their unpreparedness. You are not being held back, you are being held steady. God is not letting you fall into a space that your spirit is not equipped to sustain. And when your door opens, you will not enter hesitant or insecure. You will enter with the composure of someone who knows that God Himself orchestrated every detail. There will be people who doubt you, people who underestimate you, people who don't understand what God is doing inside you. But their opinions are too small to interfere with God's plan. You are not chosen by them. You are not sent by them. You are not directed by them. God is the one who carries your future. God is the one who decides your door. God is the one who lives, who moves, who places, who positions, who promotes, who declares seasons and shifts circumstance. No voice on earth can override the voice of God. You must stop worrying, because worry is a declaration that fear is louder than faith. But your faith must speak louder. Your trust must rise higher. Your spirit must stand firmer. The God who created galaxies, designed the sun and moon, shaped every mountain and ocean, and orchestrates the rise and fall of nations is the same God guiding your steps. If God can govern the universe, God can guide you to your door. If God can command stars into existence, God can command one opportunity to open in your life. If God can sustain creation, every second God can sustain your future. Nothing about your life is too small for God's attention, and nothing about your destiny is too big for God's power. There are doors that look closed but are actually paused. There are doors that look hidden but are strategically placed. There are doors that look delayed but are divinely timed. And there are doors that look impossible, and those are the ones God specializes in. God loves to step into the impossible. God loves to show power where human strength ends. God loves to open doors that prove it was never your effort, never your strategy, never your intelligence. It was God's hand all along. And when God opens a door for you, even your enemies will witness it and be unable to deny it. There will come a time when God reveals why every delay was necessary, why every rejection was important, and why every moment of confusion was part of a larger pattern you could not yet understand. You will stand before the door God prepared for you and realize that nothing was wasted. No tear, no struggle, no sleepless night, no silent prayer, no hidden battle. Everything that felt like a setback was actually a step forward in disguise. Everything that felt like a loss was building a foundation for something stronger. Everything that felt like uncertainty was shaping your spiritual sensitivity so you could recognize God's hand more clearly. You have to realize that God is not simply preparing a door. God is preparing you to match the magnitude of that door. You cannot enter a divine destiny carrying the weight of old fears, old doubts, old wounds, old insecurities. You cannot walk into something new while holding onto everything that broke you in the past. So God, in divine wisdom, takes you through seasons that stretch your spirit, seasons that force you to let go of what weakens you, seasons that push you to trust deeper than you ever have, seasons that require you to surrender your understanding and lean completely on God's guidance. Some of you are in such a season right now, a season where you feel stripped of certainty, a season where you feel emptied of control, a season where you feel like everything familiar is being removed so something greater can be built. You may not realize it yet, but you are being refined, you are being strengthened, you are being elevated internally so you can be elevated externally. God is not punishing you, God is polishing you. God is not dismantling your life. God is dismantling the limitations that once imprisoned your spirit. God is removing what was never supposed to travel with you into your next level. You must stop worrying, because worry blinds you to the fact that God is working beneath the surface of your life. You cannot see the seeds God planted. You cannot see the roots growing deeper. You cannot see the invisible progress that is taking place within your spirit. Your character, your discipline, your faith. Growth often happens in silence. Breakthrough often begins in obscurity. Transformation often takes place in the spaces no one sees. And when the transformation is complete, God reveals it in a moment that seems sudden to others, but has actually been developing for a long time. There are doors God has closed that you still question. There are opportunities God removed that you still cling to in your mind. There are seasons God ended that you still replay in your heart. But listen closely. Every door God closed was preparing the right door to open. Every chapter God ended was clearing space for a better one to begin. Every relationship God removed was protecting you from connections that would have weakened your purpose. Every path God blocked was saving you from destinations that would have drained your destiny. You must stop grieving what God never intended to be permanent. The door God assigns you will not confuse you. It will not require you to betray your values. It will not demand that you shrink yourself to fit. It will not force you to abandon your identity to gain acceptance. The right door will complement the highest version of who God created you to be. The right door will expand you, not diminish you. The right door will challenge you, but in a way that strengthens your spirit, not breaks it. The right door will make you feel aligned, not lost, anchored, not anxious, at peace, not pressured. When you stand before that door, your spirit will recognize it before your mind understands it. Do not let impatience make you run toward the wrong door. Impatience is the fastest way to step outside of God's timing. Impatience makes you settle for lesser blessings, temporary opportunities, shallow promises. Impatience convinces you that you must grab what you can before it disappears, not realizing that what is truly yours cannot disappear. What God ordained for you cannot be taken from you, cannot be stolen, cannot be claimed by someone else. If someone occupies the space temporarily, it does not matter. God will move them when your moment arrives. If someone speaks negatively, it does not matter. God's word over your life is stronger. If someone tries to block you, it does not matter. God can remove any barrier with a single breath. Stop worrying about timing. When God opens a door, no preparation is wasted. No experience is irrelevant. No hardship is meaningless. God weaves every part of your journey together so that when the door opens, your spirit knows exactly how to walk through it. You will not enter as someone unsure. You will enter as someone prepared, sharpened, elevated, and spiritually mature. There will be a day when everything makes sense. A day when clarity floods your heart. A day when the path that confused you suddenly reveals its purpose. A day when you realize God was not silent, God was strategic. God was not delaying, God was developing. God was not ignoring, God was aligning. The confusion you feel now is the prelude to divine clarity. The uncertainty you feel now is the foundation of divine understanding. The frustration you feel now is the pressure that shapes diamonds out of ordinary stones. You are not simply waiting, you are being positioned. Some of you fear that you will miss your moment, but you cannot miss what God has marked for you. You cannot lose what God has written into your destiny. You cannot fail at something God has already declared victorious. The only thing you can miss is the peace you are supposed to have while waiting. That is why you must stop worrying. Worry steals what trust restores. Worry paralyzes what faith activates. Worry suffocates what confidence in God revives. When you trust that God knows your door, you release the fear that you must create your own future alone. There will always be voices around you trying to make you panic. Voices that tell you time is running out. Voices that tell you you're too late. Voices that tell you you've wasted too many years. Voices that tell you others are ahead of you. But those voices are not from God. God does not motivate through fear. God motivates through purpose. God does not pressure you. God prepares you. God does not rush you. God aligns you. God does not abandon you in the hallway. God walks with you, whispering strength into your soul, even when you feel nothing. You are closer to your door than you think. Closer than your emotions suggest, closer than your circumstances reflect, closer than your doubts whisper, closer than your fears allow you to imagine. When God decides it is time, everything shifts. One connection changes everything. One opportunity changes everything. One divine moment changes everything. And God only needs one moment to change the entire trajectory of your life. And now I ask you to pause and look deeply within yourself. Look at the fears you've been carrying. Look at the doubts that have chained your spirit. Look at the worries that have silently drained your strength day after day. And ask yourself, has any of it brought you closer to the life God intended for you? Has worry ever opened a door? Has fear ever delivered peace? Has anxiety ever aligned you with purpose? You know the answer. The weight you've been carrying cannot take you where God is leading you. You must release it. You must loosen your grip on the things that tighten around your soul. You must decide today, right now, to trust God more than you trust your own understanding. Lift your eyes for a moment and consider this. Life has never been in your control. The breath you breathe is given by God. The opportunities you receive are shaped by God. The protectio that surrounds you is placed by God. The doors meant for you are designed, timed, and preserved by God. You do not have to force anything that God has already ordained. You do not have to chase what God has already prepared. You do not have to crumble under the pressure of what you think you must achieve alone. All God asks is that you trust, surrender, and walk with the confidence of someone who knows they are guided by the one who never makes a mistake. So let this be your moment of awakening. Let this be the moment you rise above the noise within you. Let this be the moment you silence the doubts that have stolen too much of your life. Let this be the moment you take every fear, every worry, every restless thought, and lay it before God with a heart that says, I trust you more than I fear the unknown. Because the truth is simple. The more you trust God, the more clearly you will see the path prepared for you. The more you let go of fear, the more boldly you will walk through the door that belongs to you. The more you surrender your need to control everything, the more peace will fill your spirit and guide your steps. You are not powerless. You are not forgotten. You are not wandering aimlessly. You are being carried, shaped, guarded, and led by a God who knows every detail of your journey. A God who sees the struggles you hide. A God who hears the prayers you whisper in the dark. A God who understands the battles no one else knows you're fighting. And that same God is calling you to rise above your uncertainties, to rise above your fears, to rise above the thoughts that tell you your future is fragile. Your future is not fragile. It is fortified by the one who holds the universe. Stand tall now, even if your circumstances have tried to push you down. Stand with a renewed spirit, even if life has drained you. Stand with a heart that refuses to bow to fear any longer. Let the strength of God flood every corner of your being. Let the certainty of God's guidance anchor you in ways doubt can never shake. Let the peace of God settle into your soul until you feel a clarity that wipes away every shadow of confusion. Walk forward knowing that you have nothing to fear when God is the one leading your steps. And as you breathe in this truth, may it ignite a fire in your heart, a fire that refuses to be dimmed by setbacks, a fire that refuses to be weakened by delays, a fire that refuses to bow to the voices of discouragement. Let it be the fire that keeps you moving toward the life God crafted for you long before you took your first breath. Let it be the fire that reminds you that your story is not shaped by fear, but by divine intention. Let it be the fire that pushes you to rise every time life tries to bring you low. So take this moment and renew your purpose. Commit yourself to walking with God, not halfway, not occasionally, but fully, boldly, consistently. Commit yourself to replacing every anxious thought with a declaration of trust. Commit yourself to looking at every closed door, not as a punishment, but as protection. Commit yourself to walking forward with the unshakable belief that the door meant for you is already chosen, already protected, and already prepared by God. Your job is not to worry about it. Your job is to grow into the person who recognizes it when it appears. And as you step forward from this moment, carry one truth in your heart like a burning flame. You were never meant to live chained to worry. You were created to move with purpose, guided by God, strengthened by faith, and anchored in the certainty that nothing meant for you, ill ever pass you by. Let your spirit rise above every fear. Let your heart open to the guidance of God. Let your life become a testament of what happens when someone stops worrying about doors and starts trusting the one who built them. Walk forward now, not with trembling steps, but with the courage of someone who knows that God goes before them. Lift your chin, steady your spirit, and allow peace to settle into your soul. You are guided, you are protected, you are prepared, and the door that has your name on it will open, not by your worry, not by your fear, not by your striving, but by the power of God alone.